months ago. How dare they do this? I mean, as somebody earlier said, Eric Pickles don't like it, come and stand. But of course, he won't.
We can connect with you, ladies and gentlemen. I fear nothing. I fear nothing. I don't fear Mr. Pickles because I or my administration or my officers have done nothing wrong. I had said before the election, in the Friday morning at 8 o'clock when they sent in auditors to audit this borough, I had said on national TV and the local media that we have nothing to hide. You can come and examine our books. We are not corrupt. We have not misappropriated a penny, but yes, you may find some weaknesses in our process, in our systems and our governance. If you go into any public body or private body of this nature, you're bound to find some weaknesses in the process. And what? The PwC report hasn't found any wrongdoing on the part of Tower Hamlets or the council.
We have all got to get our boots on and tell Eric Pickles and the Tories and the coalition and the other retrograde elements, who I won't name again, and tell them that we are not going to stand for this. We believe in democracy, we believe in justice, we believe the truth will out, and that's what we stand for.
Eric Pickles and the Tory government are not after Tower Hamlets because of what it's done wrong. They're after Tower Hamlets because of what it's done right.
This attack comes from the government in the person of Eric Pickles. But let us be quite clear, this is not an attack from the government alone. This is an unholy alliance between Labour and the Conservatives with racist undertones against a council which fights austerity and fights the cuts.
যারা ভালো কাজ করে তাদের জন্য আর এই কণ্ঠ কাজের জন্য রাস্তা থাকে এর জন্য ভয়ের কারণ নাই ইনশাআল্লাহ আমরা কারো বিরোধিতা করার জন্য নাই নিজের জন্য নিজের কাজ করতেছি
I personally think this is like bullying. When we go to school, you will find some bully boys, they bully their colleague. So, same way, this is political bullying.
We need now to stand up and defend Lutfur Rahman. We need to defend the track record. People of all faiths and none have made clear twice now that they want Lutfur as their mayor. That should be no surprise too, because contrary to the lies and smears, Lutfur is at the forefront of a hugely successful administration.
I request everybody, please be united, black and white, everybody, faith, non-faith, every people of Town, we are united behind the Lutfur Rahman.
Lutfur's record is outstanding, and I know this from, as George was just touching on and others. It's a record that any Labour authority in Britain should be proud of, and is a lot better than very many other Labour councils up and down the country.
Lutfur Rahman got mass support. He's been elected not once but twice. The only people entitled to remove Lutfur Rahman are the people of Tower Hamlets and nobody else. Nobody else.
Lutfur has got a great deal of support, not just among, the ordinary voters of Labour of Tower Hamlets.
This council is a high-performing council. It was sad that Mr. Pickles, under parliamentary privilege, said we are a rotten borough. If we were a rotten borough, then we wouldn't be in the top 10 in the country in sending most children to the top universities in the country. If we were a rotten borough, we wouldn't deliver, the only borough in the country to deliver free home care to the elders. If we were a rotten borough, we wouldn't have delivered nearly 4,500 affordable homes last term. And our crime rate wouldn't be low. Go and talk to our youngsters on the street. We invest on average £10 million on our youth service. We have some of the fantastic youth centres in London. Popular Baths, you may know, I'm glad Lily's here. Popular Baths, a leisure centre, the icon of the white working class community in London, in Tower Hamlets, had been closed for 30 years. Do you not know what? I am refurbishing it so it can be open for the people of this borough. That's not a sign of a rotten borough. Providing 25 youngsters in our primary schools with free school meal, that's not a sign of a rotten borough. Don't listen to those who want to divide us, want to misinform us, want to draw a wedge between us. Don't listen to those who I have embarrassed.
This is united Tower Hamlets, not a divisive Tower Hamlets. You people, those who are doing dirty politics behind the screen, they don't see the achievements.
From people who have no idea. Look around you. There's people here that support the party and support the community. We are fed up of us not having a voice. Mr. Pickles stood there, and what he said didn't actually reflect the report. He started talking, making personal attacks.
জনগণের ভোটে নির্বাচিত একজন নির্বাহী মেয়রের প্রতি যে আচরণ করা হচ্ছে তা আমরা অসন্তুষ্ট এবং ক্ষুব্ধ।
Lutfur Rahman having treated the LGBT community with anything but respect.
I also want to be clear that Lutfur has the support of black students across Britain too, and we oppose the Islamophobia that is so clearly being whipped up in this borough. Because anyone who calls themselves a Democrat should be totally with the administration here in Tower Hamlets.
3 times in the last 4 years, the people of our borough have come together to oppose the English Defence League. We did it successfully, 3-0 to us. We consigned the EDL to the dustbin of history, which is where they belong.
We organised 3 demonstrations against the Israeli attack on Gaza. Hundreds of thousands of people marched to the centre of London. The biggest demonstration ever in this country on the question of Palestine. Mayor Lutfur Rahman was on the banner at the front.
We have 260,000 people in this borough. Each and every one of them are dear to me and my administration. Each and every one of them I respect, and the services that we have delivered and we continue to deliver in this borough benefits each and every one of them.
To vote for someone who's not part of the political establishment, who's not Tory or Labour or Liberal, but an independent, you are condemned. And that is Islamophobia, that is racism.
They join a racist, Islam-hating witch hunt against the most popular and best mayor in the country, Lutfur Rahman.
There is a question of racism here as well. They're saying, firstly, that this is the kind of thing that happens in places like Tower Hamlets, that there's more corruption than there is in other places. That is a complete lie. And coming from the parliamentarians who fiddled their expenses and then shredded the documents afterwards so we can't even refer back to them, it is an absolute travesty that they are trying to make us believe this.
Because I got elected to a borough council in 1971, and it was a breakthrough year. Across London, we had the first black and Asian councillors, only handfuls, breaking through and getting elected. 3 years later, in 74, more came on. Then in 78, more. But not here in Tower Hamlets. There was an indelible racism within the Labour Party that excluded the Bangladeshi community.
In fact, the resurgence of the right wing within the Labour Party, and I know the names because I have written about them extensively. Some of them have been mentioned tonight, and they operate in Newham and Tower Hamlets. And unless they are defeated you will find that people will either opt for independent candidates or sadly, working class white people will support Nigel Farage and his political party.
That they say that they are standing up for democracy, because every time that the EDL tried to march through Tower Hamlets, the question we were told was it's their democratic right to march through Tower Hamlets. That's what we were told. And on the front line, the mayor came and stood with us on the front line and said that they shall not pass.
A disgrace when you think back to the courage of George Lansbury, the stand against fascism. Somewhere in that post-war period, the Labour Party in Tower Hamlets turned inward and had a disgraceful record.
It is rather sad that the Labour Party has learned nothing from history. Isn't it sad, isn't it ironic that Lutfur Rahman, who was voted in by the membership of the Labour Party to become the mayoral candidate on behalf of the party, he was taken off the list by the party officials who operate from the regional head offices and collude with the local conspirators.
It is never too late. The NEC actually had a meeting about 18 months ago and admitted that a terrible mistake had been made and, you know, a terrible wrong had been committed, but they felt it was too late to do anything about it. Now, I think that it is never too late for justice and truth and democracy to prevail.
Christine was right. It's never too late. They can ask Lutfur back, as they were forced to ask Ken back. Me, I don't want to come back. But they should ask Lutfur back. And if they don't, we'll make them eat what they've done to Lutfur Rahman these last 12 months or so. If Tower Hamlets First doesn't put up a parliamentary candidate against her in May, respect will come back and we will stand against Roshanara Ali.
Hopefully, if Christine and I can persuade our colleagues on the NEC as Labour's candidate for mayor at the next election. Let's change the Labour Party in Tower Hamlets so we can all be proud of it. Look, for good luck. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I had all along said, you are very informed, you're very knowledgeable, you know this borough, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. You know when the politician is telling lies. You know when a TV program is misleading. You know when a politician is using the apparatus of power for their personal and their own means. And what did you do? You didn't listen to Panorama. You didn't listen to PricewaterhouseCoopers. You listened to your hearts and my record. And you voted me in, ladies and gentlemen. You voted me on the 22nd of May with 18 of my councillors. You gave me a second chance. I am only accountable to the people of this borough.
Yes.
As long as you decide to support me, as long as you want me as your mayor, as your servant, I will willingly serve you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, and I'm grateful. Assalamu alaikum.